What's up everybody, beau-hindman back with a video. Something I've been wanting to cover for a while. It's not really a specific video, it's more about a kind of a design philosophy. What I'm talking about today are Gunpla kits. But this one, for example, is called the GOG. It's probably my favorite, one of my favorite Gunpla kits. What I kind of classify all of these different kits as would be what I call monster kits, or kits that just look like, whereas a normal Gunpla kind of looks like, you know, you would expect a Gunpla to look like kind of like a suit of stately armor that's ready to kick butt. These things were designs and side characters, I guess you'd say, in some of the major series. So let's just go over some of my favorites here. This one is just kind of on its own. This is the Death's Army, I believe it was, 1/144 scale. I just really liked how he had the big mono eye, the shoulders, everything about this is pretty cartoony looking. But when you build this and you actually put it together and look at it, as you're looking at it now, there's a lot of neat little details in this kit. So this is definitely something worth checking out and picking up. Everything about this little kit looks really great, and they're pretty inexpensive, so the idea is you can actually build a ton of these at one time. And then, as I mentioned, this is the GOG, the 1/144 scale GOG. Now I did paint it up and I did some chipping. My chipping, this is one of the first ones I did. So my chipping has gotten a lot better. These are too large. But what I was going for here was a kit that had looked like it had been in oil and slick and rain and stuff like that, and had some of its parts replaced. So this leg here is blue. It's from a different robot. They had to replace it there. This is an extended arm, kind of like his other arm here, but this is a replacement version, so it's a different color. It's got that kind of, not iridescent, but kind of gross splotchy look as well. I wanted to paint it that way. And as you can see here, I like somewhere on my custom toys or my custom kits or whatever, I always put a date somewhere just so I know exactly when I built that. And then some of these I'm going to forget their names. I forget the name of this one. I need to look it up and put it in the description. This is just a straight build of this one, but look how ridiculous this is. It's like an elephant. His hands are giant guns that he can also use for punching things. And then you've got this silly elephant nostril that actually has wires in it. You can sit here and do this all day. If you just look at the kit, it's something you could build and you're going to put on your shelf and you're just going to laugh at it. And then, of course, you can do this all the time. Next, we're talking about Char's. I think this is Char's Zigok. I can't remember. This is the RG. Now, this I've had for several years. This is this actually was my first RG I've ever built. What a fantastic looking kit. As you can see, it's got these are one of my favorite style of hands here, because most Gunpla will have hands that are, you know, designed to like grab a sword or, you know, hold a gun or whatever. This guy was just meant to have stabby hands. It looks absolutely unrealistic, but that's what I love about it. It also has this cool, kind of like an airplane. It reminds me of an airplane or something you'd see in an aircraft, this cockpit where you can see in there. I'm not really sure why that you would have a mono eye, then have a part right in the center where it's going to block looking straight ahead, but I'm not sure that that's a camera or what. I don't really know, but it's not meant to be realistic, it's meant to be cool. So then I wanted to mention AC Guy. AC Guy is a funny kit with a long history, because it's an underwater type of kit that has a very special kind of design. But what was great about this guy, and the way it's real bulky, and it has his hand here, it looks like the claws are retracted, and then here the claws are popped out. What's great about this kit is that they took this kit and they turned it into what they call a bear guy, or bear guy, with 2 G's. This is one of the earlier of the bear guy suits that they made. I can't remember. I think this came from the first Build Divers, maybe even the Build Fighters, maybe even the first series that was you know, literally just an introduction to the kind of the concept of Build Fighters. And then it went into this, which is the more advanced, yet the one we all know and love. He's even got a tattoo, see? So this one I've panel lined up and painted it a little bit. I was messing with panel lining. Some of the kits, so the bear guys have one. I have one over there that has a baby attached. I have a father. You can even open the mouth here, which is just fantastic. You can make him looking, you know, surprised or whatever. These are just stickers. You can change that look. I like the dopey look. And to this day, as I build these bear guys, I still think it's just an absolutely perfect design, a perfect meld of silliness and something serious. Then I have this one that I just finished. Another, again, just a straight build, nothing special about it. This, I believe, is the Zogok, Z-O-G-O-K. I'm not really sure, but I've been wanting to build this one for a while. It feels so good. These little boomerang things shoot out. There's a great fight scene that has most of these kits in it, and these little boomerang things shoot out and attack, and it's absolutely silly. I think the idea is that these were all experimental or kind of suits that they designed. But this one, if you look at it, is just, you can actually reach in there, you can pop this glass up and change where the mono eye is looking. No problem. You just go boop boop like that. and it's just overall, I think it's one of the best representations of what Gunpla can do to make more organic looking shapes, more curves. And then I have this one here, which is cool. I've got to be really careful with it. I believe it's the Zagok as well, but it's the Experiment, they call it. But even looking at this older kit, it's really not bad. The only problem with this kit is that these things are really loose, and I have to be really careful because, as you can see, they can lose parts. The legs can fall off. So this one I generally keep just kind of sat on the shelf. One day I'll probably panel line it up and flat coat it and then glue it together so that it just keeps a position, because this is just, it constantly falls apart. So, but a really, really cool looking kit. As you can see, it's got the underwater stuff, and it really has that squat look with this cool, again, there's that one in the center there. I'm just gonna blind that mono eye. But you know, it's this cool cockpit kind of looking aircraft style going on there, and just a really, really great shape. And then you have probably my favorite monster kit. I wanted this one forever ago, and that's the Hamahama. It's huge, as you can see. Here's a standard, here's the AC guy compared to this guy. It's just a massive kit. It's a little bit floppy. You can do a lot with it. You can take these arms off and they shoot out. This is the RE100 version, meaning that it has a look of like a master grade kit. You know, nice panel lines, all that stuff like that, a little dust as well. But it doesn't have the cost because the inner frame and all the gimmicks are not there. But as you can see, it's just a nice looking, cool looking monster kit. So that gives you an idea of just kind of some of my favorite Gunpla kits, period. I'm not a fan of kind of typical looking Gunpla. I don't really like the normal Gundam look, just that classic samurai look. It's just not my vibe. I don't really like it. It's too clean and it's not very fun. These are the ultimate, just because they're kind of freaky looking and kind of fun looking, like something you could see. This one looks like something out of a Zelda cartoon or video game, I should say. You know, they just look a little bit goofy and stuff like that, but at the same time, they have a real impact on your shelf. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't yet, picking up some of these monster kits. I'll try to get all the names together, and I'll link them in the comments section in case you want to, or in the description, in case you want to pick one of them up. But fantastic. I mean, just look at that guy. You know you want that one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.